Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just create a new one. Select a language, JSON. Fine. So I will be using Visual Studio Code. Over here also you can run Python programs also. But one thing what you have to do is you have to go to the extension and you have to download for it. Okay. So I've just taken the JSON extension. So over here I'll be running JSON scripts. Fine. So now what is JSON? JSON is nothing but it is JavaScript object notation. Now in the name says like whatever data you will be having, it will be in the form of objects. Okay, over here the data will be in the form of objects. Now it is JSON is nothing but it is used for storing and transporting data. Okay, it will be used for storing and transporting data. Storing in the sense you can just provide any link. Okay, and transporting a data means you can just write a data or you can just write a JSON script which will be performing some task and just send to the device. The device will be working on it. So I'll just write it transporting data. Okay. So JSON or whatever JSON we have, it is pretty much similar to your dictionary. If you see, it is pretty much similar to your dictionary. Now, if I show you the JSON syntax, as I told you, JSON is also a key value pair, correct? Or you can call it as name value pair. So let's suppose you want to create a JSON file. So I'll just take, it is denoted by curly brackets, and inside curly brackets, you will be giving the values. So let's suppose you wrote a value over here that is name, and I'll just pass a string value that is Jack. Okay, and I'll give age as something like 13, education I'll just write like the education is only CCN. Okay, now this is the information which you have written. Now you want to check whether this JSON script is right or not. So as JSON is not a programming language, okay, this will not be executed. Why it will be not executed? Because there is no logic over here. It is just a key and a value pair over here. Okay, name and a value pair. So what you have to do is you have to check whether this data is proper or not, or you have to check the syntax over here. So what I'll do is I'll just copy this over here and I'll go to the browser. Okay, on the browser you can just have a JSON validator, json.lint. You can use this. I'll just share the link on chat. Yeah. So now if I place that JSON, okay, again I need to copy. Okay. Now if you want to check whether the JSON script is right or wrong, just give validate JSON and you'll get the output. So my JSON script is validated over. Fine. Got the syntax of JSON. It is similar to your what we call to your
Dictionary.
Similar to your dictionary, right? So over here also you will be having name value pair and you can just see. So one more thing what you have to keep in mind is like whatever data you have over here, it is having some hierarchy. Okay, hierarchy in the sense the way you write the data is different. Now let's suppose you have a information of the router. Okay, as I told you, JSONs are denoted by curly brackets. Okay, now you have a information regarding routers, so I'll create an object that is routers over here. Fine, and then you want to send some information of this router. So what you can do, you can use array, correct? Because see, when I talk about routers over here, there will be different informations regarding the router, correct? And I want to pass. So what I'll do is I'll just pass them inside a array so that all the data will be in the form of collection of data over here. So I'll just give over here as let's say I'll give username, and the value will be over here. You can just give any value over here. We'll give as Cisco. Fine. Then I'll create one more variable, that is password. Okay, so I'll give it as Cisco 123, and you can just create one more, that is IP, and just give the value over here 192.167.1.1, like that. You can give any IP. Okay, now this is what you're just trying to pass one information. So what I'll do is I'll just copy it over here and I'll just paste it over here. Okay, I'll just paste it multiple times and I'll just change it over here. Like let us make this 1, 2, 3, 4. Let the password be same. Let me change the IP address 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now this is the information which you want to send. So what you have to do is, see, this data over here is simple. You will be having just the key and you will be having the value. What you will be having? The key and the value over here. Now, what you have to keep in mind is the syntax of the data, the syntax of the JSON script which I have taken over here. Now you can see, like, I have taken routers as an object because router is a class which I have, and inside that I am having multiple values, correct? So this can be for, like, I have different datas over here. So for that purpose, I'm using it in this format. Okay. So you should know the syntax over here. The syntax is important. Like what syntax you are using, how the syntax will be and all. So if I copy this data, and if I go over here, see, can you see the syntax change? Now it's like a dictionary, correct? But this dictionary is having a value which is in the form, which is stored inside the array. Okay, it is enclosed inside an array. You know, we can call this as a variables also, but over here we'll call it as an object, and this object is having multiple values over here. Now this script, what it will be doing is it will be helping you to pass multiple datas over there. Okay, it will allow you to send multiple datas over there. So if you have like data which will be in the form of arrays, you can do that also. For example, let's suppose you have a value such as ccna, ccnp, ccie. Okay, you can run this also, because this is an array of collection. This is an array which is having similar type of data. So if I run this, this is nothing but you're using JSON with the help of array. Okay, for now only this much things are required. You don't you should not know the complex things over here. That's not necessary over here. For now this thing is this much is enough. Okay, just you should know the JSON syntax over here, like how the JSON script will be. Okay, how the objects will be denoted and all. It's pretty much similar like your dictionary, correct? So you should not find it difficult. Okay, has everyone installed Postman? Is it ready?
Yes.
Okay, see, now we are going to configure REST conf over here. Okay, we are trying to send REST API. So in this topology, I have a normal Cisco IO image, and I'm having a one more image, that is CSR router. Okay, now just pay attention that your REST conf will not work in all router. Okay, it, you have to check like which routers are REST conf supported. So over here we have CSR, Cisco CSR routers, which will be which can support REST conf API. Okay. So now what you have to do is basically you will be having the CSR router which will be connected to the local machine. So whatever scripts you run, you can just see the connection over there. So do you want me to create a new topology or should I explain you in this one?
This should be okay.
Because we don't have the command over here because it's already configured. That's the reason.
Make it from the beginning.
Okay, we'll do from the beginning then. Let me stop the nodes over here. Okay, I'll just create a new lab. I just need a CSR router and I just need a machine over here. So ccie, I'll just give save. Fine. So first thing is I need a network. So I'll take a management network over here. Save. And the next thing is I require a node. That is I'll take CSR 1000 XE. The version is 16.x over here. I'll just do the connection. Simple. Now whatever you do on the router, whatever you do on the PC, it will be affecting the router because now they are in the same network. So what is the first step? Now if I want to keep this router in the same network,
Set IP.
set
Yeah,
IP.
we have to give an IP.
Yeah, from
VMnet.
Yeah, from the VMnet, I have to take the IP. So I want that routers to fetch the IP address. So this will take little time because this CSR router is like this image is little.
CSR, ISR, ASR is there. What is this CSR?
CSR is the version of the router, right? Like your IOL.
Okay. So is a
Type.
CSR?
It's a different type. It can support like many features.
Yeah, it's like
It can
little
be used.
upgraded.
Yeah, it can be used for SD-WAN as a SD-WAN edge device as well. It can be used as a normal router as well. Like it have all the features and can be used. So it is upgraded system.
Because your RESTconf is like it's not supported in your older routers. If you use the IOL one, in that it is not supported. So you have to see on which router your RESTconf will be supported. So this will take little time to come up. Let it come up and so I can see like only few members have given the reviews. Okay. See guys, I have to answer the management also because I've taken the class and they will ask me for the feedback. So if you see like in the Skype group we have like around 150 members, and in WhatsApp group we are having like around 200 plus members. But still, if I count the average, it's like 5 to 6 members only they give the feedback. So the ones who are giving the feedback, I'll be providing the materials to them, automation study materials to them. What I'll do is I'll create a Drive folder, okay, where I'll be giving them the permission. So if you want those material, please give the feedback. Okay, it will hardly take your 10 minutes, nothing more than that. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Do you want me to show again, like where you have to give the?
Yes, exactly. Because
Yes, yes.
I feel it is difficult to find in your, at least in your website. I could not find how to give feedback.
Okay, so I'll just share some links. Okay, okay, just a second. Yeah, so on Google, it's just nothing but you have to go on the Octa networks over here. Not over here, sorry. On Google, you can go over here and just go to the review section and just give it over here. Okay, write a review and just give. So if I see recent over here, so I can see just few people I've given over here, and the one who have given, please send me the screenshot. Okay. See over here you have to give. So please, after giving the feedback, please give me the screenshot. See, I want it should be on Facebook and LinkedIn. At least if you are not on Facebook, please do on LinkedIn, because see, the main reason over here is if you post it on LinkedIn, okay, so it will be visible to your connection also. Yeah, so that's the reason you have to give on LinkedIn. So once you are done with the feedback, just send it on my Skype. Okay, send me so I can just give you the access of the drive. Okay, guys. Yes, hello.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, we
sure.
can hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So now firstly, I have to fetch the IP address from the VMnet. So what I'll do is I'll go in the config enable. Okay. Then which interface it is connected? Gig 1. Int G
Geek one.
IP address DHCP. So let's see whether it will take the IP address or not. We'll wait for that. Yeah, it took the IP address 192.168.158.158.158.41. So let me go to the command prompt and check. Ping 192.168.158.141. We are getting a reply. That means my PC is connected to the device over. Okay. Now, if you don't have CSR router, okay, if you don't have the image for CSR router, your automation will not work because we are using RESTCON. So for RESTCON, we have to have a CSR router. Okay. Now the configuration for CSR to do this is first you have to give the IP HTTP server. Okay. You have to mention that this router is an HTTP server now, so that any client can fetch the data from this server. Then you have to give a command that is IP HTTP authentication local, so that whatever username and password you will be giving, it will be taken. Then you have to give a IP HTTP secure server. Then you have to give username. I'll give it as Cisco. Okay. Privilege 15, secret Cisco. So the username and the password both are Cisco over here. Okay. Now I have to use RESTCONF over here. What I have to use? RESTCONF. So give the command that is RESTCONF. So over here the RESTCONF protocol will be enabled. Okay. Now you don't have to go inside the interface and you don't have to do any configuration. That is, we are not going to assign IP address statically. So don't give negotiation auto over there. Fine. Now what we have done is on the router we have enabled HTTP server. Correct. Now this router will be acting as a HTTP now. What it will be acting as a? It will be, yes.
You have enabled recording again?
Yeah, it's on. Yeah, it's on.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the recording also on. Okay. So now what this router is? This router is like a HTTP server, and this net will be a VMnet. Will what it will be? It will be a client now. Okay. So now what you have to do is you have to go to the Postman, and you have to get some information over here. Now, just tell me one thing. Do I have configured anything on my router? Basically, no, right? There is nothing, and nothing is present inside my router. So just give me something like IP route. I'll just give it as 10.0.0.0 0.0.0.0 192.168 1.1. Okay, then I'll give router OSPF1, then network I'll give it as 10.0.0.1, sorry 0, then 0.255.255.255, then area. See, these are the just random value I'm giving because see what my goal is. My Postman should fetch the data from the router. Okay, I want Postman to should fetch the data from the router. So that's the reason I'm doing this all configuration over here. If you want, you can do other things also. Let's suppose I just go over here and I'll give router EIGRP 100. I'll give network 10 dot. I'll give something else over here 30.0.0.0. Okay, some random values so that there should be something inside my router. And if I want to fetch those information, I'll be giving that. Okay, can anyone tell me how to create a loopback interface?
Interface loopback 0.
I'll give interface loopback 2. Okay, I'll just give the IP address as. Just remember the loopback number. Okay, the word number which you gave. If you give 0, you have to remember that. If you are giving 2, 3, you have to remember that also. Then I'll give IP address. Let's suppose I give it as 200, 200, 200, or 200, then 255 dot this TFTP. Okay, so I did this configuration now, correct? Now there are some basic things which I have done on my router, right? Let's do more thing. Let's create a DHCP pool also over here. So I'll give IP DHCP. See, the DHCP pool is not present inside your router. It is present inside the VMnet, correct? It is present inside that virtual machine. So this VMnet is now a DHCP server, which is giving the IP to the router. But now what I'll do is, if I want to see the DHCP information also, I'll make this router as a DHCP server. So IP DHCP pool, then I'll give the pool name as Akshay over here. Okay. Then I'll just give a network as 192.168.1.100. Sorry, 1.0, 255.255.255.0. Then I'll just give the default router as 192.168.1.1. Then
That's not required.
no, yeah, but this TFTP is giving me in trouble. So let me go to the line VTY and do. Okay, DNS is not required, but then too you can just give the DNS server. I'll give the by default Google one. So I just want to see like how the router will be giving me the information. Okay, that's my ultimate goal. Now, what is my ultimate goal? Ultimate goal is
Sir,
I want to. Yes.
Sir, run the terminal no monitor command so syslog cannot interrupt.
This is not syslog interruption.
TFTP.
It's a TFTP interruption, right? So
I guess are
Yeah,
you
but
running
it's the
any
logic.
basically, it's
Ah.
basically what it is doing is it is trying to search for the TFTP server. So it's not getting like there is no TFTP server over here. So we are getting that prompt again and again.
Okay.
Okay, no issue. Let it be like that. No issue. Okay, we did some basic stuff over here, correct? Now what you have to do is you have to fetch those information. So I'll go to my Postman. Okay, and when you go to the Postman, you can see there are a thing like that. Okay, so I'll go to home. I'll just create a new workspace over here. I'll just give the workspace name as something like that. Create a workspace. Okay, Now I created a workspace. Now just go to request because we are working on HTTP request, correct? So just click on that. Now, see, there are some few steps which you have to keep in mind. So the first step is to go to the authorization and you have to give basic authorization. Okay, so basic authorization is nothing but whatever password and information you have given, you should provide that information. So what is the password we gave?
Cisco.
Username is
Cisco, yes.
Cisco and the password is also
Password
Cisco.
is Cisco.
Okay, now the next thing over here is header. So over here header, I have to give content type. Now what is content type? Content type is nothing but what type of data you want. Okay, what in which type the data should be. So I'll say that the data should be in application Yang data. It can be in Yang model, not necessary Yang, but it can be also in JSON model. Okay, now this is the response which I'm going to send to the router, but in return the router will also be sending me some response, correct? So I'll be telling that the response should be in the accepting whatever data I'm accepting, it should be also in the same format, correct? If I am talking in English, I should get the reply in English only, so I have to mention that. Fine. Okay, these are the things which you will be keeping in mind, that whenever you are doing the settings, you have to keep these things in mind. Now the next thing over here is go to the settings and just go over here. This is optional, if you want you can do, but just see whether the SSL certificate verification is on or off. If it is on, just make it off. Okay, now over here you have to create an URL. Now what is URL? How you will be creating the URL? First thing, you have to set the protocol type. So what we are using HTTPS, so give that format. Okay, now your destination IP address. What is my destination IP address?
192.168.148.141. Oh yeah.
Now you have to mention which what type of protocol you are using. So it's RESTconf, correct? We're using RESTconf, right? Then you have to give that you are trying to fetch the data. Now from where you are trying to fetch the data? From Cisco iOS XE. Okay, now what data you want to fetch? What is the data you are trying to fetch? Let's suppose we want to fetch IP route, or we can say like router OSPF. Okay, I want to fetch the OSPF information. Now what is get method will be doing? What will get method do?
It will take the information from the router.
Basically it will try to read the information.
Retrieve.
Yeah, it will just try to retrieve. Now what I'll do is I'll just send the query over here. We get an error. Okay, no issues. So I'll just give router OSPF 1. Why it's not working for router OSPF 1? If I give 443 squares,
router is there 2 times.
no. Native native will come 2 times. Okay, I'll just remove router once. Yeah, now we got the router information over here. Yeah, can you see? We got the information from the device. My router gave me some information about the router OSPF. So as this is in get method, can I do any changes over here? If I want to edit the, I don't want this IP. Okay, I want to change the IP over here. Can I do?
No.
Using get cannot.
Yeah, using get we cannot. So what we have to do is just copy this. Okay, go to body, then go to raw. Okay, in this raw format you can edit the thing. Now what I'll do is I'll just change the value over here. I'll just make it as 20 and let the subnet mask be okay. I just change it from 10 to 20. Okay, and I'll just change the area value to 1 over here. Fine. So what the data which I got, it is in which format? It is in JSON format, right? So you can say
JSON,
over
yeah.
here we got the information in JSON format, but you can just also view in XML format, but I'll not get in XML format. See, it is still in JSON. Why? Because whatever data I'm going to get or whatever data I'm going to send, it is in which format?
JSON.
JSON. So that's the reason it is in JSON. If you want, you can just do with YAML also, XML also. But see, just remember one thing: in which data you are like, in which data encapsulation method you are fine, you go with that, whether it is JSON or something like that. Okay. Now what I have to do, I have done the modification over here. Now I have to change the method to patch. Now what patch will be doing is it will be basically sending the information to the router. Okay, now I change the method to patch. Now what I'll do is whatever changes I did, I changed the network over here and the area. So I'll just send the data now. Okay, so we got no content over here because in patch will not get any content. So what I'll do is I'll just go on the router and I'll just see the thing over here now. Okay, so enable. Guys, be on mute.
No.
Guys, be on mute. Guys, be on mute.
Show run Python include OS cases.
Yeah. Sure
Session
and
OS.
sure. Sure and 5 section noise. Section noise. Yeah, it has changed. 20.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello?
we can hear you.
Yeah, so can you see over here the data has been changed?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is how you can modify and you can see the data. Now if you want to see the if you want to see the line VTY information, if I give line VTY, okay, so do I get any reply over here? I'll just change it to get first because I want to retrieve the data. Will I get any reply over here? No data will be generated, I guess, because have we configured line VTY on the router? No,
No.
right?
By
Yeah.
default is there line VTY.
Yeah, it's just first login and all, correct? We don't have the transport information and all. So what I'll do is, so I'll go over here, okay, on the router, config the line VTY 0 to 4, transport, input,
All
input all. Okay, I'll just give login local. No need to give username and all. It has been already given over there. And just save the configuration, do right. Okay, I'll go over here. I'll just send it now. Can you see we got an information over here?
Yeah.
So from all you can just do telnet. If you want, you can do SSH. You can just change it like that. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, any doubts? Any doubts in this? So in my lab, in my lab guide, I have given more examples regarding like if you want to see interfaces or if you want to see the loopback information, all those APIs have been created. Okay, so yeah, the one who has given the feedback, they will be getting it. Okay, rest, if you want, you just send me on WhatsApp and I'll just or on Skype, anywhere. Please send me the feedback screenshot and I'll give you the access. Okay. So over here, we'll stop for the automation course. Okay. It was nice having a session with you guys.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, if we have already built-in libraries in Python like NetMiko
Yeah.
and other libraries as well, then why APIs are introduced and how API is more powerful than a Python library
They both
in
have
networking?
different things. They both have different information. Okay. Let's suppose you have a task and the task is like the line BTY is shut down in your router. Okay. It has been changed to transport input none. What it is? On the router,
None.
it has been set to transport input none. Okay. Now tell me your Python will work?
No,
No. Why? Because we cannot do SSH connection over there. Can we do?
cannot.
We cannot do SSH
We cannot.
connection. Right? Now through HTTP, can I just change the script over here from all to none to none to all?
Sir, then what if no restaurant is configured by someone?
No, you have to
Then we
configure
cannot.
restaurant, right? If you know that at one point you have to use APIs, it's obvious that you will be using restaurants, correct? If you want to drive a car, you should have a driving license, right? If you don't have, how you'll be driving the car?
So same is the case if we want SSH, then first we have to enable the SSH.
Yeah, sure. If you want
if
to
we want
enable
to use,
SSH, yeah, just give transport input SSH and it will be taking SSH. Now your Python scripts can run. See, I will not say like automation is better than CLI. Okay, CLI is also having pros and cons, and automation is also having pros and cons. But what automation will be doing is it will be making your work little easy. Got it? Okay. Got it, Mudassar?
But
no
let's say,
sir, no sir, not got it. What is the advantage of APIs over the if same task?
I just give you an example and you're asking again like what is the advantage of API and over Python. See, I just changed the over there, right? Over here when I created an API, I just had to create the API, right? I don't have to write the script over here. If I want to change the if I want to modify the routes over here, the OSPF route, or if I want to see the any interfaces information, whether you want to create the loopback. So you don't have to write the script, correct? You just have to modify it. You just have to copy it and you have to paste it over there.
Also, for example, if you want to get optical powers of all the ports,
Yeah, you
so
can
you can
get
give
that
to
also.
your team, they can
Just,
monitor
yeah,
that.
yeah, you just should know the what you call the
What
modules
API
over
you
here.
have to get it.
Yeah, just the name of the API, you should know that.
So you don't need to give the usernames and that credential to
No,
create
yeah,
or
you
check
don't
it.
have to do. You just you don't have to remember the Python syntax and all. Correct? You should just know.
So it
the
improves
changing-
your field efficiency as such.
Yeah. So there are,
Intercommunication between two systems can also happen using this REST API.
yes, exactly.
So for example, you have your system
See,
and
if you
there is a
want,
third-party
see,
system,
if
you can communicate.
If you want to update the iOS version, okay, of your router, you can use the APIs also over here. You don't have to use a TFTP server or like that. You can just use this API and you can work on it. Okay, so in my lab guide, I have more practical examples regarding this, like how you can use more APIs. Okay, so just have a look on that and you'll come to know.
Sir, have we covered the netconf and restconf, the difference between that?
No, we are not going to cover everything over here. Because if you see the CCI Enterprise Lab, the syllabus is vast. Okay, so what are the required things, what are the basic and what are the important things, only we are going to cover that. Okay.
Okay.
Any other doubts?
Excuse me, sir. How we should understand the URL? Except the protocol and IP address, the rest part, which is how we should recognize that.
Can you come again? Hello?
Yes.
Can you come again? Like, what was your doubt?
Okay. Actually, I just want to know about the URL that you have sent through the get method. I just want to know the first thing there is the protocol.
The first thing is the protocol which are using
is the
HTTP.
IP address, but the rest things which is including that the URL, how we should recognize that.
This is the
For
standard way which you
example,
have to use, correct?
for the different routers, for the
Yeah.
different products.
No, for different products, you have to search the documents. So now as we are discussing for Cisco devices. So this is for how you can fetch for Cisco devices. So if you want to fetch for any other device, if it is like Juniper or other, you have to search for the documents. Okay. So in
Okay, right.
in Cisco related exam or Cisco related course, we don't work on other device, right? So in your lab exam, will you be having Juniper devices?
No, we don't.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Normally, every product has an NBI developer guide. So if you want to integrate with that, you can use that guide to refer.
See, you will be having
You can
lots of documents on Google.
Right.
You, if you like YouTube, you can search on YouTube. Also, there are many things on YouTube which you can do. Okay. Right now, what we do is we are just having the foundation over here. We are not like doing the master course over here. Correct. So these are like,
Okay, right.
yeah, I bet like these are the new for everyone, right? These are the new things which you are studying today.
Yes.
So just try with
Okay,
this
that's
devices,
good.
just try one-to-one connectivity, just then slowly move to the next things over there. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Okay. So
Akshay, can you share CSR image?
sorry, I'm not supposed to share those images because as a like from the training institute, we cannot share the material because those are the copyright images, correct? So we never recommend like sharing those images, but you can just download from the mega folder.
Okay.
What we will discuss in next class?
There is no next class. Automation is going to end over here.
So Akshay, mostly you have covered the foundation part, right? For the EI?
Yeah, the basic parts which are related for exam purpose.
Yeah.
See, you have tons of things.
You mean to say apart from what you have taught, there are other things also in the
Yeah, we
syllabus?
have ANSIP, not in the syllabus, but overall in the automation. We have like curl.
No, I mean syllabus as in the exam.
Yeah, in regarding the syllabus, these are the things which we have covered.
What is the title part in this scripting in network automation? Do you have any idea about the turtle?
So what you're talking, the exam view of like exam questions?
No, it's not exam. So turtle also is kind of library, I guess, like NetMiko.
So you have like NetMiko, you have Paramiko, you have so many things, right? You can use any of them.
Okay.
Okay, when the other class, like the next subject will be start?
I'll let you know, or not me, the sales people will let you know like when other topics will be starting for you. Okay.
Okay, Akshay, thanks for your time.
Yeah.
At least for a free scope, it is extremely excellent. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much for your session. It's great and we
Yeah.
really enjoyed and we learned a lot.
Yeah,
Thank you so
very
much.
much.
New and
Thank you so much,
new
sir.
and knowledge.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's been a wonderful journey, sir.
Yeah, have a good time, guys. All the best for your CCI enterprise.
You too.
Do well, just crack the number. Okay.
So this
Thank you, Akshay, for
yeah, hi,
your time.
Akshay.
Actually, it was very.
1 person at
Hello,
a time.
Akshay. Yeah. So which you teased about the Python script and this JSON and APIs are different, right? That is the different, and this is
Yeah,
new,
that's a
and that is
different thing. Yeah.
Okay.
See, in exam, they will be telling you like you have to do this task. Either you can go with Python, either you can go with Ansible, or either you can go with Postman. So it's up to you, like which things you are familiar with.
Okay, Postman. So the JSON and YAML, all these things comes under the
API
Postman.
part. Yeah, the API
Oh.
part.
Okay. So will it any interconnection with the Python and this Postman, this or APS?
No, but you can
Real time.
just pass JSON with Python. You can have a combination of Python and JSON together.
Okay. Yeah, actually in my organization there is a 5 LB. So basically whatever we are doing, everything, so everything will going to capture on the API.
Yeah, the
So
API will be taking the information.
yeah. So for example, installing the certificate on the load balancer,
See guys,
SSL certificate.
just see one thing over here. See, you got the basic information right now, right? So now
Yeah.
if you search on Google, the things will be easy for you because you know how these things will be working, correct? You know how to create an API, you know how to modify the data over here. It's nothing, then there is no complexity over here. Everything will be easy for you.
Yeah.
Okay. I just taught you like how this ABCD of automation is. Now you have to put in words.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. So have a good time, guys. I'll stop the session. Okay. I'll upload the recording.
Can
Please,
you
yeah,
share this?
yeah. Please download the recording as soon as possible because after 2-3 weeks I'll be deleting the drive folder. Okay. So if you
Sure.
want, you just download the videos and you keep it with you.
Yeah,
Fine?
please upload. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So guys, have a good time. Bye bye. Take care.